There we go. Whoops. Here kind of went crazy AWOL for a minute. All right. Let me close that because I don't need it anymore. I think I'm all good on YouTube. There is an itch on my back, and I know what's causing it, and I can't do anything about it. All right. Pen is right here. He's nice and situated. All right. So I got a comment on Instagram that I wish they could see the Greebles more, and I was like, you know what? I think the Greeble repost that I posted was the last comic I had done with the Greebles. So I was like, all right, well, let's just do a Greebles comic. And I hadn't thought of an idea, but then I had a brainstorm this morning. So I actually got probably Monday's comic written. It's a floof comic, so Mondays are always a little bit busy, so I actually kind of default to floof comics on Monday because they take a little less time. But today's comic is, it's actually, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but the scene in Rescuers Down Under with McLeaf and Joanna stealing his eggs came to mind. I was like, oh God, that would be cute if I did that with Coconut and the Greebles, but instead of, the Greebles just wanting, the whatever Coconut has, they want her attention, kind of like Coconut wants my attention when she acts out. So I thought it'd be kind of funny to base that a little bit off of real life, and also that kind of comedic setup where he's looking one way and they're doing something while he's looking the other way, and then he looks back, and so that's the setup, and I'm going to try and achieve that hopefully without too much difficulty. I have it mapped out and it's looking like about 7 frames right now. All right. Oh, I need to. All right. And I'm thinking I'll map this out. 3. I could do a 3-3 and a 1. Let me just draw a box. We're going to start off the easy way and just draw a box and play around with the boxes to see how I want to do this. All right, so 1, 2. Could do the layout like that. I could do the layout like this. I'm going to save that right there. Or I could make a super long comic with a 7th here, and that's gonna be super long, like way long, like that. But that would also focus the attention on the action and the comedy more. So it would be place it down one. I think timing wise that would be better, because these actions really are in 2-part sets. It's placing it down, switching, figuring it's gone, and then seeing that things are appearing and getting irritated, then resigning that herself to that the Greebles want a hug, and then they appear at the bottom. So this last one is going to be irritation, arms out, Greebles coming in for a hug. And then I've got the comedy set up here on these 4. It really isn't all that bad. I feel like the comedy setup might be lost in this. Yeah, I think that'll be, I think that'll be the right thing to do. Yeah, I'm pretty... I mean, I could... a little bit shorter, but not a lot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and settle on this layout, because the comedy of the thing is going to be focused on those, like getting a bigger look at those frames and the action that's happening. Let's go ahead. And these are the rough sketch frames, so this is not going to be anything, you know, completely critical that it's in the perfect position. Need a little bit more room on the table because you got to see what's going on. Alright, so now I'm going to have coconut. Putting down her coffee and her little book. And then she reaches over. There's going to be a napkin holder here, and she reaches over. I have her reaching over to get a napkin. do some scoot scoots. Maybe she'll be like, how did this get here? Whoops. And then a resigned sigh. So upset. Kleenex, and that is almost my last Kleenex, so we're in trouble here, but not too bad. All right. All right, I think I've got that mapped out pretty well. I think I'll make one last change instead of the putting out her hands in resignation for the hug. I think this will be a cute one. I haven't done a Greebles and a standalone coconut comic in a while, so definitely need to get more of the other characters in here. So what I typically do after I, you know what, I'm just going to knock everything down to 30% so I don't have to keep on. I'll just go in and move the old line art out as I need to. And No, hold on just 1 second here. Are we centered? Okay, good, we're centered. All right, so what I typically do is I do my rough sketch, and then once I have this rough sketch done, as you can see right here, I create a new layer, and this layer on top here is usually the only one I ever, it's the final art, the final color, all of that good stuff. And this method arrived due to me having everything on one layer, my reference and my sketches all together, and I ended up exporting a comic with some of my references and sketch lines still showing. So I was like, okay, let's make it a system here that I have, reference items on a single layer. So if ever I am worried that it's not that, I've got things on the wrong artboard, I can just hide that entire layer of reference and sketch stuff, and it won't be a part of my final export. So I keep that all separate there, hide it, move it off to the side, and then I have my final good artwork ready to go. Am I blind? Where's my... Why does it have this but not my... Whatever. I won't ask questions of Adobe. I'll just deal with it. Fortunately, that's all we can do with Adobe these days. I kind of want to make this a little bigger. Just a touch wider, maybe? Actually worked out pretty well. And since I have all of my frames laid out, all I need to do is slide group, make sure everything's centered, and then duplicate, and then make sure you're centered. Now all of my frames are centered and ready to go. I feel like her sketch layer is a little bit big, but Almost. The good thing about that is I'll be able to move this and edit it and move it over as I need to. So there won't be much problem there. Oh shoot, this is all in Coconut's group. Okay. Okay. I'll keep drawing it and then I'll just take out these two elements. And that's a horrible tangent. I already know that, so let's just keep it like that. Hopefully that will... Guess that'll work. The new sticker sheets are scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Excellent. Uh-oh. Hey, we're getting some good... I'm getting some good movement on my my comic post I did on TikTok. Excellent. Oh, really? You're gonna tell me I have no views on anything right now? Come on. There we go. Hey, it actually went further than I thought. It didn't smash my cap, but... or the whatever glass ceiling is on everything I post there. Weird, but it got there in a hurry, which brings my theory about time of day into question, because technically this is what I thought was the good time of day, but actually didn't turn out to be the good time of day for my books. Oh, let's just make this I've been testing, so I had one of my animations do really good when I posted it earlier in the day. And so I was like, awesome, okay, that's a good time to post animations. And I did the next one at that time of day and it just was crickets. And so I was kind of baffled about that. And then I started experimenting again. I tried it later in the day, it did good, did well. And then I was like, all right, well, let's try a comic early in the morning, well, earlier, so before noon. And this one just, I haven't even had that posted in an hour. Let's see, what's my insights on that? Yeah, our insights is from, it's been up, when did I put it up? For You page, other. No search queries yet. Interesting. Non-followers, all. Engagement. Still processing that. Retention rate processing. Interesting, they don't get through the whole photo. The whole thing. Photos viewed, 3.8 of 8. So I'm going to say they get through 4. Why wouldn't they get, is it the music that's irritating, I wonder? I should probably not think about it too much. But at any rate, that's interesting to see. I'm trying to figure out, you know, how that all works. All right, so let's grab the cup, and I'm in Coconut's group. I need to add the table to this. All right, so now this is my group here. Need a face there, or face line rather. 2 and 2. That forward so she looks like she's looking at something. And now I think I can safely erase her body line here. And the only thing I'm really going to move is her, the book. So I'm going to move the book a little bit. And now I can, ooh, I don't want to erase the, I'm going to have the book, coffee cup. I need to copy that. Oops, no. I'll just ungroup that. But I do want to copy it. And then I do want to paste in front. Move this over. I'm going to have to, the book is going to be gone here. They're going to be scooting the book off over here. And then I'll just need the coffee cup and makeup's going to be over here. And then don't work harder, work smarter, right? So now I can erase my line. And one thing I do need to make sure I do is keeping her size consistent, because I sometimes slip up and don't keep it consistent. Like for Granny Bear and Boop, I have a measurement that Boop always has to be able to fit between, or looks like at least, that she fits and sits on top of Granny Bear's head and between her ears. So that's kind of like her rough sizing guide for me. However big or little I draw Granny Bear, Boop, if she is near her, needs to be able to fit between her ears. So that's kind of how I keep the ratios and sizing of the characters consistent. Same thing with Coconut and Momochi. Coconut is a kitten, and she is always a little bit shorter and smaller than Momochi, because Momochi's kind of like the motherly figure, and so I want to have that ratio evident there. But technically they're both full-grown cats now, I guess. But all right, I'm gonna leave the book, like, well, I've got copies of the books everywhere, so I could technically just erase. Now for this one, let's get in here, and I'm going to group these elements. quite like that look. I think I need to make her face bigger. Let's delete that. Maybe I'll just do a smile on her face because she's still happy and she needs to, it kind of looks like she can be looking at you, but she needs to be looking over here. I don't feel like I got the sizing of her body quite right. Yeah, she needs to be a little bigger. That's a little bit better. I think I'm going to change the angle that she's leaning, and so she's going to be going like kind of reaching out for the, maybe I'll have her reaching out more. I forgot to draw the napkin box over on this other frame. So let's just grab, I think I'm gonna just grab these lines and copy them over here. To look like a napkin. Kind of looks like a napkin. I'm just going to cut the Greeble so you can kind of see, like, a little bit more attention is drawn to them. To cut. The paw is over the tape. All right, I'm going to call that one done. Got to save. And let's move these frames out. I have my good line art without anything behind it. Hit save. And now let's go over here. All right, so now we are, the cup moves over here. Oh, I need to grab. Just grab the napkins. Just gonna have the napkins in this paw over here. Make sure I have all of them. I think I like that better. I like the timing of it because you see her seeing here left and right, left and right. She's going back and forth. You kind of get that in the panels itself and the layout as well. So I think that's a good. I always like it when I get a book recommendation email. All right. So now I've got to get my point size back up where it should be. All right. Let's group these all together. Let's get in the group. How do I get this expression on the Greeble's face right? I don't want him to have a devious grin. When in doubt, add eyebrows. What about sneak? Is sneak better than place? I'm going to make his face a group here so it's easier to move. There, I've got her head in the right. I already know the thing between her ears is too big, and I think the head shape is not as... Actually, she's kind of spot on, but maybe a little bit bigger. That might be too big. But I need to tip her head down because she's looking. She's like, where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? Where'd it go? Have her ears kind of like perked up over here, like, what the heck? And she's going to have the napkin with her. And we're going to have an empty space where the coffee once was. And I want to have her, like, she just grabbed the napkin and was getting ready to put it underneath the coffee. And then I'm going to have it looped over her paw a little bit, like that. Or actually, maybe let's just do it like this. Because that's what she was reaching for here. Just a little napkin. That maybe I need to redraw her eyes. They don't seem quite right. And I think I'm going to move the Greeble over too. Put him over here. I like those eyes, but they're not quite right. I love his little face. He's just like, I'm devious. Little so devious. Meek. I think that's okay with her face now. Because she's just like, uh-oh. I think I'll turn her paw to be like that. I might have to draw it differently if I do that, but do I need the mouth? I'm sure if I need the mouth. All right, I think that one's good. And now she's got to turn back and see that the cup is now over here. And let's move the cup over here. Whoop. And the book is going to be scooting off. There are going to be two Greebles scooting it off the edge of the... All right, let's group these guys. I think I need to make their faces a little smaller. I kind of want this one to have his little eyes. It's just like, I'm doing it. And now we do another scoot, scoot, scoot. Smart. Scoot doesn't look like a word anymore. Great. Kind of want that type of an expression there. And once again, I don't think she's big enough. Grab this face. Yeah, definitely not. Let's keep that. And let's compare. Whoops. Whoops. And the lines aren't nearly as thick enough. Yeah, that's about right. About right. Do I want to have her mouth like that? Like she's like, you know, what? I need to have a little more expression in these lines, so I think I'm going to go ahead and group it and try to get a little bit more out of them. Like the forehead line. Our expression for her. I don't quite like that. Whoops. Is it just that the expression isn't big enough? Could that be it? That's an expression she would have. BRB in just a second. Only got that to finish, and these are going to be super easy because all the stuff is going to be in the same spot. Just a sec, I'm going to BRB. Alrighty. All right, there's my pen, and let's continue. Oh, I think I like that better. Yeah, I think like having the mouth maybe half concealed, like she's looking down. I'm not 100% with this silly. I think the problem is that would be like, what? I think severe irritation on the tail would be better, more accurate. I never do like a pointer. Sometimes actually I do. welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday to you too. Trying to figure out how I want to do Coconut's expression here. Kind of not sure where to put her paws. Yeah, it's doing okay. Doing okay. I've got my new stickers coming in, which reminds me I've got to do the I have this little cowlick over here that just it wants to go its own way, and it often does in a curly fashion, and I just can't do anything about it. I've got my new stickers arriving tomorrow, the sticker sheets. It's a new company that I'm using. I've had their products before from other artists that I've gotten sticker sheets from, so I know the quality is good, and the turnaround is tremendous. I wish my normal supplier for vinyls, the 3-inch vinyls, had comparable sticker deal, but they really don't, and they also don't really have. It's kind of a potluck on when you'll actually get your stickers. They usually turn it around within a good amount of time, and if you put it on priority mail, that kind of indicates to them, okay, well, this needs is a sort of like it's not a super rush. You have to email them for that, but you don't really quite know when your stuff is going to ship for them. That's why I have to kind of be ahead of schedule for a lot of stuff, especially sticker wise. And but these guys, they shipped like 2 business days. It was printing and then it was shipping, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to have one paw up and one paw down, be like, ears down a little bit. Maybe that will help with the look. Not quite. I'm gonna have her, she'll just drop the napkin there. Or maybe it's just kind of a, like she scrunched it in frustration or confusion. Hi, Beanie Weenie. Close the door and get Beanie Weenie situated. Oh, there you go, babe. Oh, you actually are situating yourself today. You've got your heating pad on. Had it rolled out and prepped for her earlier, so no real problems there. I'm gonna fix this napkin because it kind of is not quite what I want it to do. That'll do on the napkin, at least. And I need to grab the... Actually, I can just have, like, you smash the napkin because the book is gone now. Alright, let's save that. Let's go in here and get these sketch pieces out. Okay. I could have taken out that, God bless that. I guess I'll go ahead and drop the line out real quick. I should actually be able to finish this thing relatively quickly. Push that forward, and then let's group our... Wait a minute. What is going on here? Sharon, hello, welcome. Happy Thursday to you too. I hope you're having a good day today. Alright, so what I've got here is, it's Greeble time. So the inspiration for this was a little bit of Coconut herself, because like when she wants attention, she does literally everything she can to irritate me. Like she'll chew on the carpet, she'll like just be getting into mischief, and she will not stop until I like get on the floor and just give her Coco time. And usually she, you know, when I get on the ground and, you know, start scratching your ears, she'll walk away. But it defeats the purpose here. But yeah, so the Greeble, and also from Rescuers Down Under, the scene with, that actually was kind of the setup of this, with McLeish and Percival James, or Percival J. McLeish, and Joanna, when Joanna's trying to steal his eggs and he's like moving the lunchbox left and right and she keeps on snapping it open and grabbing eggs. So yeah, I thought that was a cute little setup that could work comedically. And so after, okay, let me just rewind here and show the... So she puts down her drink and her book, and then she goes to get a napkin, and while she's looking away, the Greebles steal the drink, and then she goes back and she sees the drink is gone. They bring it back over here, and then when she discovers it's back over here, they steal the book, and then she realizes kind of, she's grumbly and mumbly, and it's like, ugh, you know what, she realizes what is going on. And then she sighs and she opens her arm because she realizes that the Greebles want a hug. And then the end is her giving a hug to the Greebles as they appear. So those are the last 3 frames I've got to work on. They're not going to be too awfully bad. He also has the best airplane ears down pose. I've posted a few of them on Instagram before, but I mean, they're the best airplane ears I think I've ever seen. I always try to capture that. I want to have it her that angry. I just need the small little indication of the folded over ear. And I think I'll have like her with her hands in front of her, kind of scrunching up the I think it's going to be fun to get her face right on this one. I'll just have to figure it out though. And I'm not sure if her head is big enough again. I've kind of gone. Well, actually, it's actually pretty okay. Okay. I'll just bring it up just a touch. Why do I love messing with their expressions so much? I think I need to make the crunched up napkin a little bigger. And let's work on this napkin a little bit. She's so grumpy. Gotta have a grumpy Coco. Add a little teeth. Her little teeth. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dee. I like drawing ruffles. It just gets a little complicated to keep all of the twists and turns of the ruffles and the paper straight. So she's kind of like crunch. Let's go back up here, and I'm going to group everything in this frame together. I don't need the little paw bits anymore, but I'll go ahead and group this and delete that. Do I move her little teeth up front, or do I keep them over a little bit? Or do I leave them out altogether? I think, let me get rid of her. I'm actually not going to get rid of them. I'm going to group and drop them down in transparency so I can get her shoulders right. So I want to get her shoulders, because she's like crunching this napkin in frustration. He's kind of resigned to I can't get kind of have to go. I want to maybe actually might have to move her eyes down more. Actually, I think the what a difference just moving it slightly on her expression, up and down, what difference it makes. Into the stream. I'm trying to get Coconut's frustration illustrated out here. Teeth or no teeth? I think we have one vote for teeths. Okay, here's with teeth and no teeth. Actually, kind of like the teeth. And she, the real Coconut has these tiny little, the ones in the front, they're just hilarious. Those tiny little teeth up there. Like the teeth? Alright. Hey Clint, welcome to the stream. Oops. Like I forgot to capture the front of my M there. Save. I'm going to back up here and show the progression. So in the first two frames, I've got Coconut. She's coming to the table with her drink and her book. And then as she goes to reach for a napkin, the Greebles steal her drink. And she comes back to see it's gone, and then they move it over to the other side. And then when she goes back and she discovers the coffee is now moved, they're scooting away her book. And she's getting frustrated. And then she realizes she just needs to give them a hug. And we're going to do this one, and then the final is her giving them a hug. Make sure her ears and head are, that's about okay. Compared to these frames, a little bit big. Just about okay. Maybe I'll just shrink it a tiny, tiny bit. All right. I think I'll bring her ears up a little bit. don't quite like that. Let's just... like that. Let's group Psi, because I may want to include it or not include it. And I also might want to make it smaller and move it together. I'm not sure about her ears. There. Let's fold napkin, sheet of paper, all these lines. tall going into the area, the crumple zone. Always end up forgetting something that looks at least well enough. So I think if I have her doing the lips with the little sigh here, I shouldn't have this. On the other hand, if I have this, I don't think I need any expression or, well, not on the other hand, but same way. I either have this and not this, or have this and not this. Gotta figure out what would visually be better. And let's move the letters together. I think it looks better together. And that H needs to be bigger and this G needs to be smaller. And for some reason I hadn't grouped anything yet. I'm just gonna have her tail off to the side there. I need to add her tail in here. I made it poofy up here. It's off screen in, well, sort of here, down. I might need to put a little bit there. And I want to fiddle with these ears a little bit because she has kind of wanted to have them halfway between airplane and halfway between up. But if I do I want to have a little bit of a mouth there. Just like, you know, like that. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Just think it's not needed. I'll just leave it there and think about that for now. Let's move these frame sketches out. Go, and we're on the last frame. I forgot, I need to go in here and remove that. Her little tail. And I need to add the little tail in here. Everything else is okay. All right. Save. Just out of diet DP. Actually, I am out of diet. Sorry, Beanie. I'm sorry. She accepted my scritch of apology. All right. And now the payoff. The hug. Oh, I forgot. I forgot that we have a napkin holder here. Alright, I'm not going to do that yet. Happy coconut. And I need to make the Greeble. Yes, they are. It's a new Greeble episode. I need to get their expression right. I think the problem here is this little bump in their dust. Dust cloud. There we go. That's a little better. This off a little bit so we can focus in on them hugging. But I don't want her kind of need to. I like this look, but I need to make it more of a hug and less of a like holding. Have the look there where she's just kind of hugging them. I think I'll probably just draw in the shoulder spot on her here, but I'm gonna leave a indication so I don't forget about it. I don't like the closed eyes. out of there. And then let's get this table line dropped out. And let's fix this Greeble. Was big heart. All right. There's that. Moving out here, and then I'm going to move this last bit off the board, and let me group this guy in front. This up a smidge, center it. Actually, I kind of want to make that frame bigger. Just going to make it a tiny bit bigger than everything else. All right, I think this worked out okay as far as my timing. I was going to make it so I had another, oh, I totally erased it. I could have fit this in a 3-3-1, but I feel like it would have taken away, you couldn't focus as much on the action and what's going on if I had 3. So I don't know. I think that would read a little bit better because you focus on her putting down the cup and then scooting, and then you see her reach for that, and then they're getting sneaky. And I feel like having 3 across, you would have missed some of that detail. And that's really kind of the whole funny of the comic, is their interactions with her and kind of playing around. I think one thing I'm going to do right here is add in one little detail. This little one with this. Always like this one, the low-key chaotic one. Or maybe there's no low-key about it. Oh, he's hanging on the edge of the frame. All right. One thing I do need to do is right in here. Let's grab this. Let's grab this. I'm just gonna scoot it off the frame. Like she's pushed it out of the way and she's hugging them. Yay! Okay, so this won't take too long to draw to color, because it's just coconut and the Greebles, and I'm probably not going to do much in the background. I might have like when she's surprised, I'll probably change it from a cooler, chill color, like my usual, like green or whatever over here, the little sea foam. I might change it to a yellow or an orange to kind of highlight her surprise. And then I might warm it up. I don't know. I might cool it off again. So I might have yellow, orange, and then a pink, and then back, or something to travel back to that chill color, like everything is good. Because I think that might be a nice little touch. Kind of a color story. Or color script, rather. But yeah, this won't be too bad. Not too many details. I mean, I'll have to grab my book details. Those won't be too bad doing that. I have a bad tangent right there. That's a bad tangent. I think I'll do it just like that, and then I'll extend this over. Whoops. And then I'll just need to drop out that little edge. There we go, because I wanted it to look like she's bringing over a napkin to put underneath the cup. So I might have to redraw that a little. And let me bring this over just a touch. You can kind of see that a little bit better. All right. Save that. And I think that'll be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my ending screen. But yeah, all that's left is color. This will go pretty quick. And yeah, that'll be fun. So this will be tomorrow's post. And if you want to see the finished colored version, and I don't know, I feel like if I use one of these frames as my daily, I might do an additional, I might not use one of these frames as my daily, because I feel like any frame that I pick might spoil it. Because I don't want to double up and have two of the same frames showing. And I don't want to give away any of the gag here with them kind of messing around with her stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Let me switch over to the ending screen. There we go. Oh, have a great weekend too, Catherine. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, you too, Sharon. Thank you. Dee, Sharon, Clint, Catherine, my lurkers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be back on Tuesday with animation stuff. And if you enjoyed seeing the comics being created, stop by again on next Thursday. Each Thursday is a comic day, and for right now, every Tuesday is an animation day. So I'm kind of switching off what I'm working on day by day. But yeah, thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.